gasoline I smell?
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel, guys. I hope you all are doing amazing as always, and it's me, Joe, as always. And today, guys, I want to talk about the new movie called Renfield. Now before we get into it, guys, hit that like button, or if you're new here, consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much. And now let's talk about Renfield. So this movie comes from Universal, and I really have to say that Universal is making some great movies, lately. They made The Amazing Violent Night with David Harbour. I really enjoyed that movie. They obviously also made The Cocaine Bear, also an amazing movie. Sort of like movies that sort of like would get made in the 80s, right? Like these more bizarre kind of movies, right? So I am really glad that Universal is making these movies, and Renfield is one of them. This movie is super fun. So the movie is essentially about Renfield, portrayed by Nicholas Hoult, and he's essentially a servant of Dracula, portrayed by Nicolas Cage, obviously, in the movie. So this movie is super fun. It is really entertaining. Nicolas Cage as Dracula is just pure perfection. This is sort of like that Nicolas Cage, and love from his like late 90s, when he did Face Off and, movies like that where, he was a bit crazy, but, he still acted really good, right? So Nicolas Cage in this movie is just amazing, and he's really good in this movie. So as Nicholas Hoult, I think that he's really great as Renfield. Unfortunately, the movie is mostly about him, which makes sense, right? Because the name of the movie is, at the end of the day, Renfield. It is not Dracula, which I'm like, why? I was a bit disappointed by that, because I was expecting to see Nic Cage in the movie a bit more than he, actually is in the movie. He's not, well, he is in the movie for a good bit, but he's not in there he's not the main character. That's what I'm trying to say, essentially. So, if you're planning to see this movie, definitely do not expect Nicolas Cage to be in it a whole lot. So, yeah, besides that, though, the cinematography is really good, the action is really good, and this movie is also extremely gory and bloody. Now, granted, most of it is, unfortunately, CGI blood, which doesn't look as good as, going practical, unfortunately, but there's a lot of it there. Like, if you're a fan of, gory horror movies, I think you'll enjoy this movie. I think that the gore in this movie is really well done. There's a lot of it, like almost surprising amount of gore in this movie. Actually, I was surprised by this, honestly, because I was expecting, because this is obviously an R-rated movie, so I was expecting some gore and some brutal scenes, but the amount of gory and bloody scenes in this movie is almost absurd. Like there's a lot of it, and I really enjoyed that. So also this movie is pretty short. It's not like a 2-hour or more movie kind of movie. So it is not like super short, but it is also not like a really long movie. So it is sort of like that nice middle ground where it's not too long, but it's not too short. So it just flows really good. Yeah, guys, Renfield is a really good movie, and Nicolas Cage in it as Dracula is amazing. He's so good in this movie, and I'm honestly kind of mad that this movie is not mainly about him, because every time Nicolas Cage is on the screen as Dracula, he's mesmerizing to watch. Like, every one of his appearances in the movie are just so good. Like, whenever he's on the screen, it's just so great, the amount of fight scenes and gore also in the movie, amazing stuff. Yeah, this is an entertaining movie, and Universal is becoming one of my favorite movie studios, just because they put out these really fun movies that really feel like they would have been made in the 80s, movies like Cocaine Bear, Violent Night, and now Renfield. And I really, really do hope they keep going with these movies, because they are entertaining. They are really entertaining, and it is a lot of fun to watch these movies. Anyway, guys, that is it for the review of Renfield. I really enjoyed this movie. It is a really entertaining movie full of great gore sequences, great Nic Cage as Dracula, great cinematography. Overall, a great movie. A great enjoyable movie. So yeah, guys, that is it for this review. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take care as always, and bye.